Good morning, everyone. We have all the news, but I wanted to show off my favoriteest King of the Hill Hawaiian shirt with King of the Hill in all sorts of different, you know, variations of the multiverse because I am a weirdo. But I was like, look at my shirt. It's so cool. At least to me it is. Good morning, Wolfram, and thank you so much for doing the mod things. I truly appreciate all mods and everyone who comes in the morning or in the evening to hang out and listen to some weird news with me. Welcome, Free Spirit Prepping and News, Phoenix, and Squid Pro Co., Captain Kern, Tim, welcome. Tammy, good morning. So, our first story is if you would like a taste of space, you can spend $200 this weekend and get vodka that features an out of this world ingredient. I'm hoping it's intelligence from a maybe alien intelligence. I'm asking for a friend. I think we need some help down here. Far Out Shooting Star Vodka gives a whole new meaning to On the Rocks, which is also how the maker suggests you drink it. By infusing its brew with a meteorite discovered in 1977, other products, excuse me, other products filtered through a meteorite or have filtered through meteorite, but Shooting Star Vodka is the first ultra premium vodka to be infused with a space rock, giving it the taste of dead aliens, I'm sure. This you want space plague? This is how we get space plague. In full Mallory Archer voice, this is how we're gonna get the plague that turns us all into zombies. Don't put your vodka through rocks. What is wrong with you? The liquor it landed on or in the US on Friday. The first bright idea launched in the country from Pegasus Distillery. The premium organic spirits brand was founded in France's Burgundy region in 2001 and named after one of the largest constellations in the sky. Quote, as we explored ways to embody the brand and bottle stars, incorporating a meteorite was the closest we could get, founder and CEO Maxime Giardin, 27, told the Post. Shooting Star Vodka is made organically from locally sourced wheat and botanicals from France. Well, it's fancy. I know, I do like the bottle. And if they gave me a little piece of the meteorite, I guess I'd buy it for $200, but I'm not spending $200 on vodka unless it comes with a space rock. I mean, this is, I never drank that. I was such a square and such a nerd in my young 20s, and then I was a mom, so I didn't really get on to a lot of the maybe crazy shenanigans that people get out of their systems when they're young. So I've always told my girls, I'm like, I will be the 40-year-old mom at the rave just playing with glow sticks. Like, Mom, why are you here? 'Cause you kids are out of the house. I am dancing. To be fair, I'd probably bring cookies and not the special kind because I am that kind of, I like to baked goods people to no end. Good morning, Celestial Force, JKD Buck, and Slinky, welcome. Oh, and it's been distilled using iStill, the most advanced distilling technology, and slowly reduced over a month-long period with pure spring water from the well 150 meters below the distillery in the Burgundy under a cathedral of zinc and glass. Okay, I know we're talking about microplastics, but you're getting your water from a well under a church. Usually near churches are graveyards. Y'all, this is how we get Armageddon, okay? Pure water distilled through a graveyard. Awesome. And zinc and glass. The state-of-the-art process allows the maker to concoct small batches, creating uniquely refined flavors and aroma, zombie and space rock. The product is then aged for at least 1 year in a terracotta jar while a meteorite is suspended in the middle as it partially dissolves into the liquid. Shooting Star Vodka has a smooth, round mouthfeel and a unique sweet note that complements the minerality infused from the meteorite. This is a meteor wrong. Quote, the presence of chondrite, a material unique to meteorites in the final process, provides a unique mineral flavor that complements the existing smooth and refined texture that characterizes our vodka. Well, I hate to be the rube in the room, but I take my spirit of choice and I mix it with Clearly American from Walmart and call it a day. So the minerality also allows the flavors to linger on your tongue for longer than the usual splash of vodka. Only 4,806 bottles sold for anywhere between $180 to $200 have been made, so you better gravitate towards the checkout soon if you want a sip of the sauce. Yes, somehow, even if I wanted a bottle desperately, I don't think that my rural liquor stores are going to carry it. We're more, not Bud Light, but something light kind of people around here. Good night, nurse. In more bougie for bougie's sake, New York, this is why everyone is leaving. This is a bougie place. New York Hotspot only makes 15 pizzas a week, and the secret menu item is served on a $500 Versace plate. Why? Explainate this to me. You don't want to miss this one. One of New York City's best pizzas is currently one of the hardest to snag in town, and the meticulous makers of the prized $28 pie serve it up on designer dinnerware and wouldn't have it any other way. Only 15 of the Rare's Naples meets NYC mashups are available on just one night per week, Monday, at Cucina Alba, a classy Italian eatery in Chelsea. Well, there you go. If you'd like to spend your entire paycheck to get a pizza, that is a good idea. It wouldn't be me, but okay. Despite the cost, demand over the fussed over Napoleon-style creation, miraculously boasting a crispy New York slice-style bottom, has been so high, guests need to get themselves to West 18th Street at the early opening time of 5 p.m. Within an hour, typically all of the dough is gone. This past Monday, the final 12-inch pie, one size to please all, or all who got one, was ordered by a lucky table at 6:22 p.m. Is this a shameless ploy to fill up the dining room on a traditionally quiet night? Hey, hate the player, not the game. Or hate the game, not the player. I don't remember that one. But hey, if it works, these women also seem to like to waste money on food. I hope they make more pizzas. I'd come every Monday, Jacob Taub, a 27-year-old neighbor who first tried the pizza last week, told the Post. Taub and other folks from the neighborhood said they first heard about the off-menu deal through word of mouth and on social media. Quote, we talked about the idea of pizza and how it's so fun to have something that you can't always have. Chef Adam Leoniti, bread baking whiz and author of a home baking guide, The Flour Lab, told the Post. Sir, I see you in a kitchen without a hairnet. I mean, you're very attractive, don't get me wrong. And if TLC ever wants to make another cooking show, you'd be, hands down a good pick. But your hair is not a hairnet and you don't even have a handkerchief on. The restaurant, hoping to boost numbers, decided to toss the proverbial dough ball at the wall, and it stuck. You could say that the crowd has doubled on Mondays, Leoniti said. And what exactly makes this prized pizza stand out from hundreds and thousands of competitors in close proximity? Again. But, ladies, forearms. I'm just saying. Men, I'll give you a little secret. I'm going to, you know, clue you in on something from the sisterhood. We are forearms people, and you have a legitimate way to work out at least one hand. Oh Lord, I'm glad this is Friday. Leonidi wanted to evoke that classic crispy crust old school New York pizzas serving by the slice are known for. He's especially partial to the Sal and Carmine's on Upper West Side, he told the Post. The beloved Broadway staple served as an inspiration to the Cucina Alba's latest edition. Beyond that, everything is modern as can be. The sourdough is ultra hydrated and baked twice for a total of 18 minutes. Now I want pizza, y'all, but not this. I'm not going to spend $28 on this. This, Leonidas explained, is to avoid the inevitable results when trying to eat most gourmet pizzas. Cheese and sauce sliding right off the soggy pie. It's amazing. It's very crisp but can be soft at the same time, one of the customers said. Atop the sauce and Leonidas' sourdough crust, his favorite recipe for over 15 years. It's a blend of 3 different mozzarella cheeses and fresh raw tomato chunks. Oh, no. No, no. We don't like chunky stuff in Mo land. I mean, I have to puree that. Nope. Fellow pizza first-timer Grayson Arth, 24, of Chelsea, was particularly fond of the tomatoes for their texture. They made it great, the enthused customer told the Post. The pizza also has a blend of herbs and spices that give a kick similar to the flavor of hot sopriesta. Why only a few every night? Because they're smart and they know economics. Supply and demand means you can charge $28 for a pizza. And while the restaurant has managed to draw attention to its Monday night offering, it's unlikely they'll be making any more of the 6-slice pizzas anytime soon. There's a simple explanation for this. Down a hallway behind Cucina Alba's main kitchen, Leonidi can be seen making the pies himself, and the dough alone takes up to 3 days to prep. That's what happens when you use sourdough. So he has to do all the work himself. Again, forearms. This photographer knows what's up. If you did this in a pizzeria, it would take all night, joked Leonidi, who lived and trained in Bergamo, Italy, for a year and a half. In New York, luxury is everywhere. I think it is an interesting for a luxury to be something that's not expensive. We're not trying to do a $50 pizza here, he assured. Look, I guess I am just, I'm spoiled with Little Caesars because we can get like 8 pizzas for, well, about $40. And not 8, maybe 4, but still, $28 for one pizza. Mo is not having it. However, a glimpse of the upper crust high life is presented beneath a standard price pie, which is also served on black and gold, authentic Versace platters imported from the old country. They retail for about $500. I'd be like, look, sir, I'd like the $28 pizza, but send it out on a paper plate because I am clumsy AF. Okay. Be like, I'm going to tell on myself. Just don't bring me nice things. Pizza is kind of a dish of Naples, right? So why not serve Versace with their food? Leonidas said with a smile. Everybody always has the same reaction to the servingware, thinking it's not real, like, oh, you made that, right? And while maintaining that air of exclusivity, we try to be as democratic as possible, the chef added. Alba goes to great lengths to aid patron who missed the narrow pie window by helping them nab a reservation for next week. Sometimes they make a note that a customer has tried to come for a pie previously. For his next chef's hat trick, Leonidi plans to turn Sunday night into dessert day, making it the one day a week customers can enjoy a lavish dessert cart. Excuse me. Paying homage to to mouth-watering Italian pastries like something I can't pronounce and other things. But for now, Mondays are bringing a whole week's worth of buzz. Quote, we just made another reservation for next Monday at 5 p.m. Diner Alicia Kamat told the Post after her first time having the pizza. Well, there you go. Uh, we want to leave Brittany alone, but she keeps doing things like going on Instagram and dancing with sharp objects. So Brittany, I hope you're okay. I hope you finally got out of everyone from under everyone's thumb. Please, I hope you have a peaceful life. But that seems not to be. Britney Spears says she feels harassed after paramedics responded to an incident at the Chateau Marmont, the latest. I mean, ma'am, just we want you to be okay because we're waiting for your comeback single like Baby No More Time. Just an ambulance was called to Chateau Marmont in Los Angeles early Thursday morning where Britney Spears and her on-again, off-again boyfriend reportedly got into a major fight. The singer is said to be fine and was not taken to the hospital. However, the incident has sparked concerns about her well-being. Photos published in multiple media outlets on Thursday show Spears barefoot clutching a pillow next to Paul Richard Soles, to whom she's been linked since late summer, as first responders appear to carry her belongings on a stretcher. It's unclear what happened in the hours leading up to the Los Angeles Fire Department call. Spears addressed quote-unquote fake news in social media shortly posted after the pictures were published and said she had twisted her ankle. An LAFD spokesperson confirms that the ambulance was sent to an address matching that of the famed hotel. Quote, the LAFD received a 911 call at around 12:42 a.m. Nothing happens good after midnight or great things happen after midnight. But there is no in between, so choose wisely. But for an injury to an adult female, but the caller did not offer any specifics regarding the injury, Brian Humphreys tells Yahoo Entertainment. One of the LAFD paramedic ambulances respond to the location. At this time, it is not clear if the paramedic crew encountered the injured person or offered any manner of medical assistance. The paramedic ambulance departed the location at 1:13 a.m. without transporting anyone to the hospital. Reps for Spears have not responded to Yahoo Entertainment's request for comment. An eyewitness, sure, Jan, told Entertainment Tonight Britney came out with Paul and some others. Someone gave her a blanket to throw over, and she was clutching a pillow to her front. She took a few steps, turned around, and went back, not getting into the stretcher that they had brought out. The outlet reported that someone from Spears' entourage spoke to the paramedics. Los Angeles Police Department confirms to Yahoo Entertainment that officers responded to the same hotel around 10:30 p.m. on Wednesday for a possible ADW suspect. Adult, I have no idea what that is. It's secondhand information from a caller stating the suspect was threatening people at the location. A spokesperson said officers arrived and all parties, including the caller, were gone. Officers were not able to determine whether it was a crime or not. And welcome, Audio Coffee. Go get your coffee. Dennis Heaton, King Bob, Squab Bob, and D. Richardson, welcome. As noted, the superstar was not transported anywhere by the ambulance. CNN cites a source close to the singer who said she's home and safe after she had a major fight with her boyfriend. Okay, ma'am, we have seen how absolutely wrecked and just for all people to see all of your shenanigans on live TV when you're a young teenager and early adult. We just want you to be happy. So maybe just be happy being single for a little bit. You're you just got your freedom, so maybe just leave men alone and learn and think who you are now that you are free from everyone's scrutiny. But that would be my suggestion, and I'm just a funny redhead on the interwebs. There was a kiwi on the loose. A big kiwi bird runs loose through a sawmill. Oh, poor thing. Workers at a New Zealand sawmill received an early morning shock when a particularly large kiwi bird decided to run through the shop. Lucas James, who works at Rosville Sawmill in Wariora, said he and his co-workers were perplexed when the bird showed up in the early morning. Quote, I was still bleary-eyed early in the morning, and I was using the drill press in the workshop when I heard a scuttle behind me. James told Radio New Zealand, I turned around and there was a big kiwi running around the middle of the workshop. So I called all the guys and we had a look and sort of panicked. We didn't know what to do. James said it was the first time he's seen a kiwi in person. It really surprises me how big they are. I'm not a short guy and it came up to my knees, so it's a quite big creature, he said. The workers contacted the Department of Conservation. When you try to sound, you're like, I know this word, and it just doesn't. Conservation, which dispatched personnel to the scene. Quote, after a thorough checkup, the little adventurer was named Rosval after the sawmill she was found at, the department said on social media. The kiwi was returned to the wild in Mount Tiger area, officials said. Well, there you go. That's not something you see every day. Oh, this is a sad story. A man says his emotional support alligator, known for its big social media audience, has gone missing. Where is this? Sir, this is how you get faced. This is how you get no-faced. We do not put animals that like to bite and eat meat next to our face bits. What are you doing? A Pennsylvania man who credits an alligator named Wally for helping relieve his depression for nearly a decade. Okay, I'm sorry. You can hug the crocodile. I'm not gonna join you. Like I could be willingly understood to maybe if it was gonna make my faith any better or my legs better, I would dance with, lizards or something, not snakes, but I'm not hugging a crocodile. I think I was just born anxious and neurotic, so I'll keep my present state. For nearly a decade, says he's searching for the reptile after it went missing during a vacation to the coast of Georgia. Joey Henney has thousands of social media users following his pages devoted to Wally, the cold-blooded companion that he calls his emotional support alligator. He has posted photos and videos online of people petting the 5.5 foot or 1.7 meter alligator like a dog or hugging it like a teddy bear. Y'all know my kids would want to do, my boys would want to do it. And my youngest would probably buy a crocodile and say it was his emotional support animal. Wally's popularity soared to new heights last year when the gator was denied entry to a Philadelphia Phillies game. Now, Henney said he is distraught after Willie vanished while accompanying him on a vacation in Brunswick, Georgia, a port city 70 miles or 112 kilometers south of Savannah. He said he suspects someone stole Wally from the fenced outdoor enclosure where he spent the night on April 21st. In social media post, Henney said pranksters left Wally outside the home of someone who called the authorities, resulting in his alligator being trapped and released into the wild. Quote, we need all the help we can to bring my baby back, Henney said in a tearful video. Sir, my heart goes out to you, but he's going to be with everyone he loves. He's going to be a real gator. Can we get you a stuffed one? I know it's not the same, but I'll go to Build-A-Bear. I'll get the little heartbeat thing. I mean, we'll try. Henny said he didn't have time to talk when the Associated Press reached him by phone Wednesday morning. He did not immediately return follow up messages. The man from Jonestown, Pennsylvania, has said previously he obtained Wally in 2015 after the alligator was rescued in Florida at the age of 14 months. Henny told the Philadelphia Inquirer in 2019 that Wally helped alleviate depression following the deaths of several close friends. He said a doctor treating his depression had endorsed Wally's status as his emotional support animal. He has never tried to bite me, Henny told the newspaper. No one has filed police reports about the missing gator in Brunswick or the surrounding Glynn County, according to spokespeople for the city and county police departments. Georgia's Department of Natural Resources confirmed that someone in the Brunswick area reported a nuisance gator on April 21st, the day Henny said Wally went missing, and that a licensed trapper was dispatched to capture it. The agent said in the statement that the gator was released in a remote location, but stressed that he doesn't know if the reptile was Wally. It's illegal in Georgia for people to keep alligators without a special license or permit, and the State Department of Natural Resources said it doesn't grant permits for pet gators. Pennsylvania has no state law against owning alligators. I mean, I guess they'll make one now. Though it is illegal for owners to release them into the wild, according to Fish and Boat Commission. You can't have it, or you can have it, but I better not see it out in the shores. We are not having an Amity Beach situation, a Lake Placid situation. David Mixon, a wildlife biologist and coastal supervisor for the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, has handled plenty of alligators reported in people's yards and swimming pool. He has also shown gators kept in captivity in presentation to school groups and Boy Scout troops. He said even alligators that seem docile can be dangerous, and he always makes sure to hold their mouth closed with a hand or preferably a band. They're unpredictable. They're often reactive to stimulus, Mixon said. There's a lot of videos and pictures where people handle gators, and they do it without getting hurt, but the more time you spend around them, the more likely you are to be injured. State wildlife officials in neighboring Florida, home to an estimated 1.3 million alligators, have reported more than 450 cases of unprovoked alligators biting humans since 1948. That includes more than 90 gator bites since 2014, 6 of them being fatal. In areas where people can legally own alligators, it's possible for them to be considered emotional support animals, said Lori Kogan, a psychologist and Colorado State University professor who studies the interactions between humans and animals. Ma'am, no. Unlike service animals that help people with disabilities such as blindness or post-traumatic stress, emotional support animals have no special training. They often don't have official registries, though health professionals try to write letters of endorsement for owners with a diagnosed mental health condition. People can get very attached to a variety of animals, Kogan said. Can you get attached to a reptile? Can it bring you comfort? I would say yes. Me personally, no. Yeah, that's about it. I'm going to have bad times if you bring me an alligator for support. Welcome, Katie Powers. In other news, as a follow-up to my Karen in the Wild horrible British accent but spoof on David Attenborough video, this DA is saying she will not resign after she basically FAFO'd about, getting out of a ticket because she's the law. Embattled upstate DA Sandra Dorley said she will not resign after body cam showed her berating a cop over a speeding ticket. She was a thunder cow to the level of mecha Thunder Cow. Now I have to think of a level beyond that, and I'm working on it. But yeah, she was insufferable and rude and disgusting. A district attorney from upstate New York said she would not resign after police body cam footage caught her berating an officer who tried to pull her over for speeding in her hometown. Monroe County District Attorney Sandra Dorley has been under fire since police footage released last week showed the top county prosecutor tearing into a Webster officer in her driveway after she refused to stop after going 55 miles per hour in a 35-mile-per-hour zone, even calling him a ducking a-hole at one point. She has since apologized for her behavior, claiming she was stressed from work. You know what's weird is as a DA, I don't think she's going to take my, welding together a sort of framework for my Ford Transit in homage of, Killdozer guy. I don't think she's going to take too kindly to that. So it's not an excuse for her, or for me, then it can't be an excuse for her. I just, look, everyone is a hypocrite. We don't live up to our own standards, but make it make sense. Make it understandable. And thank you, Shizzy, for 5 memberships. Let me get those. I finally got the new tags in, and I think Mr. Mo is going to mount my light up box where I put the extra tags in. This is not a gross thing. I don't mean it colloquially. So I can put excess over. So those went to Katie Powers, Danielle, JKD Buck, HT, and Copper Norman Dupowski. Look, I tried your last name. I'm sorry I butchered it. I wish I could blame it on something, but I'm just bad at phonics. I will get those up after the stream. Now I need. All right, so let's see what this district attorney has to say for herself, because I'm pretty sure she wouldn't accept, I'm just having a bad day. I'm guessing when a criminal says, hey, I didn't mean to rob that store. I was just having a bad day. I was kind of stressed out. And she's like, free pass. You get to go home now. Let's see. She has since apologized for her behavior, claiming she was stressed from work, but has given no indication of stepping down, telling local NBC outlet that she'd never considered resigning since the now viral incident. Oh my God, she is a mega Karen. She's like, look, it happened, but I said I was sorry, so we're done with this now. Can we wrap this up? Because I got to go do more important Karening things. I need to speak to the supervisor. I was elected to serve this community, and I will continue to serve this community. By being an insufferable butt monkey? I have no excuse for what I did. If I could go back, I would do it totally differently, she said. I am agreeing to self-report to the grievance committee, and I welcome any investigation. I will cooperate with whatever punishment is handed down to me because I am truly, truly sorry. Ma'am, you're CYA. Why does she look like Ruby Frankie? There is a desperation / narcissism from these really weird blonde chicks that get a little bit of power. Look, I am naturally blonde under here, but I understand that with great power comes great responsibility. So I changed my hair color. What a dingbat. All 9 members of the Rochester City Council signed a letter to New York Attorney General Letitia James questioning Dorley's, quote, fitness to serve as district attorney and asking her to investigate the situation. Governor Kathy Hochul has also referred Dorley to the State Commission on Prosecutorial Conduct, saying in a statement, the video showed the DA claiming she's above the law and attempting to use her public office to evade responsibility and acting unprofessionally toward a police officer simply trying to do his job. Dorley, the governor said, had, quote, undermined her ability to hold others accountable. It's this shocked deer in the headlight look, like I'm being held accountable? How dare they? I am the Senate. The DA was caught speeding less than a half a mile from her neighborhood, but instead of pulling over when the cop began flashing his lights at her, she drove home and called Webster Police Chief Dennis Kohlmeyer to complain about the a-hole officer pursuing her, the body cam footage shows. She pled guilty to speeding in municipal court the next day. Quote, if I could go back in time, I would certainly stop because I forgot we had body cams and I was going to look like a mega thorn in somebody's butt. I absolutely regret everything I said. I really have no words for my behavior. I could tell you I had a bad day and that things were on my mind, but that's not an excuse, she continued. Police officers deserve to be treated with respect, and I've been a huge advocate for that, except when it comes to me. Like, look, y'all, I respect and back the blue unless they're trying to give me a ticket, okay? Then I go full sovereign citizen on their asses. Sure you do, ma'am. It's easy to say that now when, you are facing consequences. Police officers... Okay, after declining to comment for nearly a week, Kohlmeyer says he supports the way his officers handled the uncomfortable situation. Quote, I am extremely proud of our police department for handling a dynamic event with such professionalism, he said in a statement Thursday. Our body-worn camera policy is designed to provide transparency. In this situation, it confirms integrity and character of our officers. I also want to publicly thank Officer Crisafuldi for his dedication to his duty and safety for our community. Yeah, that officer that had to deal with her by himself for a little bit, he needs all the ladies in the neighborhood to make him brownies and cookies. Look, that's how I show my love. It's a wonder that people around me don't just roll around in balls because I bake. In Of course she looks like this. Nurse Grimace, and I'm just gonna use that because I'm not using her real name because gross, but and not her physical appearance, what she did. Nurse sentenced to life in prison after admitting she intentionally gave patients excessive insulin doses, prosecutors say. Ma'am, you are excommunicated from the female or from the lady and woman group. You are now simply a female. We don't claim you. We don't want you at our meetings. You is wrong. A Pennsylvania nurse accused of killing 3 patients at skilled nursing facilities around the state and attempting to unalive 19 other individuals in her care pled guilty Thursday and was sentenced to life in prison, according to a news release from Pennsylvania Attorney General Michelle Henry. Former nurse Heather Presti's sentence includes 3 consecutive life sentences for first-degree murders and 380 to 760 years of consecutive incarceration for the attempted murders, the release said. Yes. Oh, and congratulations on your little steps to be better. I am not using my stepper right now because the new medicine that my doctor has on, my feet are really, really swollen. Like I can't even put shoes on. So I'm going to ask him about that during my telehealth program or appointment. So I definitely intend to have the cross stitch or cross and court stream, but if he tells me to go to urgent care, I will put up a community note. I doubt it's that bad, but last night I could barely walk because they were so swollen. I had thankles. I suddenly understood why Hillary Clinton is always such a butt face. The defendant used her position of trust as a means to poison patients who depended on her for care, Henry said. This plea and life sentence will not bring back the lives lost, but it will ensure Heather Presti never has another opportunity to inflict further harm. Presti pled guilty to avoid the death penalty, her attorney Philip Delucent told CNN on Thursday. Presti was charged with intentionally administering lethal and potentially lethal doses of medication to patients between 2020 and 2023 at 5 different care facilities. And this is what pisses me off. So, because the hospitals want to cover their behinds as much as they can for medical malpractice lawsuits, they will not tell other facilities why someone was let go. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Yikes. I know those are super painful. I would go seek medical help because I am not a doctorologist, but that sounds awful. But hospitals won't tell other hospitals why this particular nurse was fired if they start noticing, hey, we've got a lot of patients with, you know, di- diabetic ketoacidosis. What's going on? So it really is down to the hospitals that she got to go to 5 different care facilities. Presti had injected insulin into patients across Allegheny, Armstrong, Butler, and Westmoreland counties, according to the release. She was initially charged in May 2023 with homicide and attempted murder after 2 men died and a third was hospitalized. CNN previously reported Presti has been incarcerated since her May arrest. In the criminal complaint filed against the former nurse, Henry's office said Presti admitting to harming with intent to unalive the 19 patients whose ages ranged from 43 to 104. She would often administer insulin during low-staffed night shift hours while working at the medicine cart at the facilities, the criminal complaint stated. Presti often took steps to ensure her victims would expire prior to shift change so they wouldn't be sent to the hospital where her scheme could be discovered through medical testing, such as C-peptide tests, according to the criminal complaint. Numerous relatives of the victim gave impact statements this week. In Butler County Court, the Attorney General's news release said, sharing the, quote, pain and anguish caused by learning their loved one's death was not natural, but caused by a criminal act. And that's why this is so sad, because at any time, if any one of these hospitals had stepped up and said, we are investigating her for some shenanigans, do not hire her. The hospital is more worried about being sued for, giving a bad review or not noticing that this nurse was doing these things in their hospital, that they shuffle them off. And it ticks me off. In our probably second to last story, I don't think I have to warn y'all, but let me just throw this out there as a public service announcement. Do not buy Ozempic off of TikTok. It might not be Ozempic. Adulterated Ozempic on TikTok led to bacterial infections and arrest. Well, yeah, because who wouldn't buy Ozempic off TikTok? Federal investigators are cracking down on the illegal sale of the wildly popular diabetes and weight loss drugs online. Yes, and those of us who really would love to be able to get it don't want to spend 9 hours a day calling every single pharmacy in Indiana to see if they have it. I don't spend my life on the phone. A New York woman without a medical license is accused of hawking, quote, adulterated and misbranded versions of the in-demand products like Ozempic, Acion, and Mesotherapy on TikTok and has been arrested. Ma'am, y'all, again, if it's on TikTok and a woman who has more primer, spackle, and possibly, you know, 9 gallons of makeup on, don't trust that. I'm going to say no. Isis Navarro Reyes, 36, was arrested on Wednesday and charged with 6 counts, including smuggling, conspiracy to introduce and deliver a misbranded drug for interstate commerce, dispensing of a misbranded drug while held for sale, and more. Prosecutors say Reyes coordinated the shipment of the adulterated drugs from Central and South America, including El Salvador and Mexico, and her scheme relied heavily on culling victims from her social media feed. Using her TikTok platform, Reyes marketed and sold the smuggled injectable weight loss drugs online for roughly 1 year, allegedly telling people of her personal experience taking them before also instructing her audience on how they would use these. According to an indictment filed in the Southern District of New York, Reyes would advise or advertise her phone number in the videos and encourage interested buyers to send her cash through Zelle. Yeah. This January, according to a statement from the Justice Department, an undercover agent reached out to Reyes about purchasing Ozempic from her and agreed to send her $375. The Shirley, New York woman never asked for a prescription. Within a few days, the undercover agent received the drugs in the mail, noting their label was written only in Spanish, a violation of FDA regulations. Investigators said they learned as well that from November to June 2023, one of Reyes's victims injected themselves no less than 28 times with another weight loss drug she allegedly sold to them. Similar to Ozempic, this victim purchased the drug Mesofrance. Reyes told her alleged victim to inject herself every 3 days, and by July 23rd, prosecutors said the victim had begun developing lesions. Ma'am, holy fizzolis, you have to have a sterile field. Introducing, giving yourselves injections, I had to do it when I was pregnant, is such a source for infection. You bought it off of TikTok. I can't. Y'all are making me nuts. When the victim asked Reyes for help and sent photos, none came. They went to the doctor and their physician diagnosed them with Mycobacterium abscessus infection, something that can cause the skin and soft tissue problems, bone and joint infections, and typically is the result of contaminated medical equipment. Quote, in about October 2023, the New York Department of Health tested one of the vials of Mesofrance that victim 1 purchased from Reyes. The substance tested positive for the Mycobacterium abscessus, a rapidly growing multi-drug resistant new non-tuberculosis myobacteria, prosecutors said. Reyes is facing potentially serious jail time. Smuggling alone carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. Y'all, why? An attorney for the Long Island woman could not immediately be reached for comment. Investigators stressed that to date, none of the Ozempic that Reyes sold to an undercover agent was not genuine, but rather it was contaminated. Reyes's alleged unlawful dispensing of these drugs caused significant life-threatening injuries to some of the victims and put all of her victims in harm's way. Recently, public interest in Wegovy and weight loss drugs has skyrocketed, and criminals have sought to take advantage of this interest for their ends, said U.S. Attorney Damian Williams. With this, the first misbranding and adulterated charges brought pertaining to the Wegovy, Reyes will be held accountable for her conduct, and criminals should think twice before trying to sell weight loss drugs online without a license to do so. This case makes clear the extreme caution and physician consultation that should always be taken when purchasing medicines, especially on social media. Y'all remember the pink sauce lady? I mean, Holy fazolies. She was, I'll have to rewatch the show and remember how she can eat so much and always stay skinny. Maybe the secret's in the first season. I haven't seen that in a while. As Law and Crime recently reported, the trendy weight loss drugs have been the subject of increased controversy. Several lawsuits were filed last month accusing the makers of Ozempic and Wegovy of pumping out a dangerous product that caused people to need their gallbladders removed or paralyzed their stomachs. The manufacturers have denied that any challenges to the safety of their products. Representatives for Ozempic, Axion, and Mesofrance did not respond. I can't imagine why. Their lawyers probably said, "You shut the hell up." In our final story, and a little bit of hope and happiness, and, to, to expand on my cute guys with kittens that we need more of on the news, there's cute guys with babies. Sheriff's Office celebrates a major quote-unquote baby boom as law enforcement poses for a sweet photo with their 15 kids. I know, I figured we'd end with, squishy little baby cheeks. Law enforcement, thank you, Fraud Wrangler. I just want to tell everyone and the lovely Miss Mo, I hope you have a great and safe weekend. Hugs to everyone. Yes, as you're going about, things are getting a little weird, but it's nice to remember that, for the most part, people are good people, and, just give them a chance and have a good weekend. Get out and do something that gets you a little bit out of your comfort zone. That's the way we grow. It's not fun. I do not like it, but it is the way we grow. Law enforcement officers in Kentucky are celebrating some adorable additions to their department as several deputies and sergeants all welcomed little ones within a span of a year. The Boone County Sheriff's Office, BCSO in Burlington, grew by more than 15 as officers became parents to baby boys and girls. A photo of the children posing with their parents was shared on the BSCO Facebook page, where roughly 3,000 users liked the post. Quote, "We knew there would be a bunch of babies born at the same time, and we waited to take a picture," Sergeant Chris Hull, who welcomed his second daughter and appeared in the photo, told Fox News Digital. "It'll be fun going forward, seeing the kids at the same age and having the families be together and helping each other out," Hull added. Major Philip Rigel, BCSO's public information officer, said the baby boom occurred between 2022 and 2023, though the picture on social media shows the officers and their kids uniting recently for the very first time. The image was shot by Kayla Scudder of Kayla May Photography, who volunteered to capture the image free of charge. The Boone County Sheriff's Auxiliary coordinated and organized the picture, Rigel said. Quote, "They're just an outstanding group of individuals who care about us and the community as a whole," Rigel told Fox News Digital. "They deserve all the credit, as well as Kayla, the photographer. We were just happy to participate as an agency." Sergeant Nate Becker, who appeared in the photo with his first daughter, said the department is run like one big family. That's pretty cool. Outside of work, a lot of department families get together, go on vacations together. "The way my wife and I look at the photo is that our families continue to grow," Becker said, adding that he hopes the children develop a bond forever. Deputy Jake Bolton not only posed in the photo with his first daughter, his wife is expecting a baby boy this year. I do sort of know how that happens. I'm not an expert, but usually it involves Bartles and James from my experience. As a department, it brings us closer together, especially having kids all at the same age who continue to grow up together and continue to have good times, Bolton said. Scudder said she volunteered to snap the photo after Hull's wife, Jordan Hull, told her about the idea. "I was so glad she asked me to do it," Scudder, who regularly photographs couples, families, and seniors, told Fox News Digital. "I have a 7-month-old, so being able to do that was pretty cool." They do so much for our community. Giving back in a way was really neat, she added. Scudder said she'd be happy to photograph the department's next baby boom, a project that officials are already thinking about for the future. Although 15 officers appeared in the photo that was posted on social media, there were more officers who are part of the baby boom who weren't in the shot, Scudder noted. So there you go. Look, I was overruled on Bartle and James. I was hoping to have twins. Oh my goodness. Well, it's good to end on a happy note, and squishy baby cheeks are always good. But then you get that, ladies, you get that pull, you're like, oh my gosh, I missed a little babies. Just remember poop explosions that run up the back, and suddenly that baby fever will just go away. Because I'm telling you, once you remember that's also a part of the whole package, you're like, you know what? I'll just cuddle this baby right now and hand it right back to you for it, poos up its back. Any hoozle, have a wonderful day. Like I said, have a telehealth appointment, and depending on what the doctor says about my feet, they might send me to have it looked at or stuff. So if that happens, I will put a note on community notes that what is it? That I can't do the stream, but I really do want to do a cross stitch and court stream. It actually was my first idea when I was making a channel, and Mr. Mo was like, no one is going to want to watch you do cross stitching and listening to court, but there seems to be an audience. And we have to prove Mr. Mo wrong all the time. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe. I am sending you to Baker. He is doing the Karen Reed trial, so he is current with that. I will be doing the openings and possibly the first witness, depending on how long the lunch break is. So I will see you then. Bye, guys.